Edward, mode on. So I need a little pick-me-upper. Today we're doing actually a combination of the look I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, a really blushy sort of look, but a little bit more pumped up with some extra stuff because if you saw my vlog, I went to a two-faced event, and I got some stuff, so we're gonna try that stuff out today. And yeah, Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. I only put toner on today because I knew I was gonna use this. The texture of this is actually lighter than I expected, which is okay. I don't know, because it's a primer, but would you? Hangover, yeah, face primer, but the texture feels like a really light sort of thing, but when you're rubbing it into the skin, it kind of thickens up a little bit. Of course, she's got that that coconut water or whatever that's in there. Don't know if she makes a difference, but we love coconut water. We love a coconut queen, am I right? I'm gonna put a little bit on the center between my brows because I always get really dry here. Should I zoom in a little bit? Oh, I was like, should I zoom in? I need to put my contacts in. That's what I was gonna do first. I'm gonna use the Monster X and Lens Town ones. I don't remember which member this is from, and I just know it's the green one. And I just got primer on my fingers, so if I go blind, well shit. Oh my god. I don't even know if this goes with the look, but whatever. But at least I can see now. You know what, let me show you something. I need to see this setup. Do you see what's going on over here? I literally got my little recording monitor hooked up to my camera, which is surrounded by a teleprompter. You know, the thing that TV reporters use so they can, there's like a script scrolling up. Thank you to Xander from We Fancy for this whole setup thing, or showing me how to do it, because it allows me to at least look at the camera. I can see myself here, but I'm looking at the lens. So you guys know I'm always like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this time I'm actually looking at you. I don't know, it might be a little bit strange because the whole time I'm like, all right, next I'm going to be applying, I don't know. It's way more complicated, but doing it for the quality. Now I'm going to use foundation. This cushion, I don't think I've ever used a cushion for this long every day for as long as I can remember. Maybe it was Pony Effect, but that was a long time ago. Because I've tried so many different foundations. I'm always like wanting to try new different techniques. This is the High Cover Cushion Perfect Liquid in number 23. And this is like a renewal of a cushion they already had. It's like a dispenser slash mesh. You push it and it comes up from the little dispenser, but there's also a mesh on top. So you get an even, I guess, even application on the puff. And because of that, you actually use less product, which is great. Because also, you only need such a little bit of this product. And okay, that's a little too much. I don't usually put that much. The concept of this cushion is that it's supposed to give you like the look of a professional having done your foundation. Because I've talked about so many times on my channel the way makeup artists in Korea do their foundation on people. Very thin, light layers that are really like blended into the skin. And this gives you all that in the convenience of a cushion. I'm so sad though because this only comes in 3 shades. And I mean, are we really surprised? But this is number 23 and it's really, really thin. Like it doesn't look like foundation at all. I found it on Holik's channel, that Korean YouTuber, who by the way I saw at the Too Faced event, and she is really pretty in person. She's actually she's taller than I thought. This literally gives you like mannequin skin. Although it gives you like this really natural, slight glowy finish, it's a long wearing cushion. I love this cushion so much I literally bought, like this isn't sponsored or anything, I don't talk about a lot about products that I like lately these days, but this is where it's at. I like it so much that I bought my friends this cushion. Here's none, and here's width. I could keep building that up, and it'll still look even better, but I think I'm fine with where I'm at there. I'll just use concealer for the rest. I honestly don't put this much normally. I don't know why I'm being so heavy-handed. If you're looking for a new one and you can fit within like Korean foundation shades, this is definitely a must-have. I don't usually tell people buy this right now, but this is really close up there to me telling you to just buy it. Now I'm gonna use concealer to conceal my blemishes and like my dark circles. This is the Malu Wilz Camouflage Cream. Kind of like the Shiseido Spots Cover or the Kryolan Derma Cover products. It's waterproof, but it's actually really inexpensive for like this giant, relatively giant tub of concealer. This will literally last me until I'm dead, which is probably soon. I'm using this sort of beigey, peachy shade for my dark circles. I like to use a sponge up from the cushion because there is a little bit of a point on the puff. I like to use that to blend the concealer. And then I use this beige, this kind of greeny beige from the same line. You can see the difference. The top one is the greeny beige one, the bottom one is the one I use for my dark circles. It's a really great color if you're around my skin tone for covering up blemishes. But it's not only like a skin tone, but it's really olivey green, so it covers up that redness. I really cover around my nose because it can get really red under here. And you would be surprised at how much more perfected your foundation looks when you conceal the redness around your nose. And I mean like really getting in there too. I'm also gonna cover the redness around my eyes. For a while I was using corrector up until here because I thought, oh, like bluish dark circles, it must be bluish here. It's actually more red, if anything. The concealer is so full coverage that even if I use this one, it's fine, but I noticed it's way more effective to use this greenish one around my eyes because it's actually quite red around my eyes. More so than it is like a purpley shade. I don't know if you noticed, but when I cover the redness on the outer corners of my eyes look so much smaller, like width-wise. I noticed that redness actually adds a lot of width to my eyes, and so there are a lot of days where I actually don't conceal that because I feel like I look a little bit better with the redness, like on the corner of my eyes, which is kind of strange. I think my camera died. Alright, so with a light layer of a really good foundation and just a little bit of concealer, I got a pretty much perfected base. I love this finish, and to be honest, for like a daily look, I would just stop it here. But the look I'm going for is more of like a matte look, and I'm going to be using a lot of powder, blushes, and highlighters afterwards. So I'm going to set my face. I'm using the Beauty Bakerie powder. This is probably my favorite powder of all time, just because it sets everything so well, and it's really great for mattifying the skin. I'm going to quickly pat out the creases, and on this little, which is actually a eyeshadow brush, I'm going to set around my eyes where it creases. And also around my nose, like really getting in there. I'm just gonna take a regular powder puff, a velour puff, get it like half of there, and kind of do this little motion, knock off the excess, and set my face. For brows, I'm going to be showing you something new because Pony Effect came out with like 2 new products. I figured I would just give you a short little review here. Paint Longwear Brow. To be honest, I don't know why they released this. It seems like such a random release, but it comes in 3 colors, and it's basically like a brush-on version of maybe like the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow. You know, those like liquid waterproof eyebrow things. Don't really like this. The brush is kind of terrible. It's really small and the brushes are hard, so it's not too floppy, but I still feel like it's hard to get a precise brow shape. It can fill in large areas quickly because of the nature of this product, but it's so hard to get like a sharp tail, which is usually what I do. But I do like how it kind of gives you a bushy brow look, so it's good for this look because it's kind of the look that I'm going for. This whole look is supposed to be kind of not too perfect, not very many sharp lines or angles or anything, but the application is so difficult. It comes with a separate spoolie. I don't know why they couldn't just built it into this because this fucking brush wand is so big, but you're gonna have to have a separate spoolie with you unless you don't want to blend it out. But what I do is I kind of I apply a splotch in the middle, and I just use the brush to blend it out and spread it. And then I do have to, like, when I pull it out, I have to like wipe off the excess on the sides because there's just so much product on the brush. And so after I sploosh here, whatever is left on the brush, I try to draw in that brow tail. But as you can see, did you see that? It's like not precise, so I have to use my concealer brush to clean up that edge. But even then, that is really bad. And this brow has a little cut in it, so it's even more of a bitch to do. So I sploosh some on and then I blend it. I don't like it. I much prefer like a brow pencil. And I'm gonna use MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in Chestnut Brown. I think it's called, yeah, Red Chestnut. Kind of make it the brow hairs match. It all on the site. It also says, oh, you can match your hair to or your brows to your hair, but I don't even really think it adds any sort of color to your actual brow hair. You know what? Something I completely fucking forgot is to contour. Malu Wilz also has a contour cream. This has been my go-to contour lately because you know, it's a cream, so I can get more of like a natural finish. I do love a harsh contour, as we know, but lately I've just been going for more of like after I do my foundation, I'll put a little bit of this cream contour on, just to add some definition. I think because I have powder under there, it's going to be more pigmented. I use this angled brush for my nose, and then this Real Techniques contouring brush for the sides. I'm not trying to get like a contoured look. I'm just adding definition to areas that are pretty much like my jawline, my nose, and that's it. Because this look is going to be more of like a light sort of look, I feel like adding too many super dark colors, even for like definition, is gonna take away from the look, I think. I'm gonna just be using a bunch of light and bright colors, I think, so I'm keeping the contour really soft. Is that? I hope. I'm just slapping on some primer. So one of the products that came in the Too Faced goodie bag is the Too Faced Peach palette. Just pull out whatever pinks, peaches, oranges that you have in your collection. I'm gonna start with these shades over here. I don't even think I'm gonna be using this side of the palette. I'm gonna be sticking to this side. I'm gonna use those two colors for like a base. And this actually, honestly, doesn't, you can barely see the difference, but it kind of sets the mood for the look on the eyes. Now, I was saying it was this look is kind of like a souped up version of my daily makeup I've been doing for the past few weeks. This eye makeup I don't really do. If anything, I just use something like this. So where is it? I use something like this, really, really lightly all over the lid, and that's pretty much it. But today I want to try adding these pinks. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's kind of creating a punigi. I'm just kind of really widely. You don't have to be really precise. This whole look is not about precision, or any of my looks, to be honest. Ugh. The thing is, with this monitor, like if I sit up straight, which I try to sit up straight, I'm like right here, so I'm like having to hunch down. So my back is like in pain. And then I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna take Candied Peach, so just a peach shade. I guess like any pinks that you have that have like a kind of orangey undertone. I'm gonna use that over the lid, basically the same area, just in a smaller way, not as spread out. Now that I have that on, I'm thinking I want to add more actually of the Georgia and peaches and cream colors, because I want that to be really blown out. And just for a little bit of shine and dimension, I'm going to take Just Peachy. It's a pink shade that has like a golden shimmer to it. You can use any pink that you have that's kind of warm, has a little bit of shimmer. Is this, am I in focus? Kind of in the center-ish. I love the soft blend that you can get with these shadows, but they're really, really powdery. The colors that I've used so far. You can do your eyeliner if you want. You can do whatever you want to add definition to your eyes, because having a lot of pink can make you look washed out on your eyes. But for my definition, I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. This is a really heavy mascara, and it's not what I would actually use on a daily basis, but I will kind of show you how I make heavy mascaras look a little bit lighter. It takes way, way longer, but it just gives me the look that I want. What you need is just your mascara, and then you need a separate spoolie. This one I only keep for my mascara. I have another one for my brows. I don't really mix them, but what I do basically is I'm gonna take a lot of that excess. And this is a really moussey mascara, so it really loads the lashes. I brush through my lashes, and then I take my spoolie, and before it dries, and that's why I do one side at a time, I brush through back and forth, and that will take out all the clumps, but it keeps a bit of that mascara on the lashes. It takes out all those clumps, but it keeps some of the mascara on there, so I do get like a natural lift to my, like, I'm not gonna lie, my lashes are pretty good, so I don't know if it will work on people with like shorter lashes, but this is a technique that I do a lot actually, if I'm using a mascara that's kind of clumpy. Also, it takes off the powder that was on my eyes, so you can see it's adding just the slightest amount of definition, but it keeps my lashes fluffy, and that little thin coat of mascara helps curl them up just a little bit, so it looks like I have naturally, like it's just a better version of my natural lashes. You have to be really, really careful, because the action of just like brushing the lashes around can cause it to smudge, especially because it's not dry yet. Unsurprisingly, doing this technique takes a lot of the weight from the lashes off that the mascara would add. So, you know, when you've got mascara on, you don't want to close your eyes too hard, because it can like make your lashes clump together, or it just feels really uncomfortable. This helps prevent that. So it's very subtle, but you can see there's a little bit of like a definition difference. It is bothering me how short my eyes look right now, so I'm gonna go against what I just said and add a little bit of the brown in here. I'll just mix whatever, and I'll use that on just a liner brush, so it still looks really soft. I got some mascara on this eye. I don't know why I forgot to do this, but I'm gonna take this kind of, what's it called? Nectar? This kind of honey highlighter shade, and I'm gonna put that on the brow bone. Laying into that base shadow we used. And then I'm gonna take Luscious. This is like a champagne-y color, and I'll put that on the inner corner. And this will add light to the eyes. Even though that was a simple eye look, it took a while. But I like the look that you get, even though this probably doesn't look like that much. But that, you know, that's my style of makeup. Now the point of the makeup is the blush, the most important look part, I would say. I've always tried to go for that look of like really natural, like, you know, where the blush goes all across the cheeks, but it never really looked super natural to me. It just looked like I slapped blush on my face no matter how well I blended it out. But I finally found a technique that gives you that look. I'm going to be using powders, but if you want, actually, this will look really pretty with like a dewy foundation, just like dewy creams for this look. I'll link these down below, but I'm going to be using powders because I want the whole look to be more matte. And the key to this look is that you need 3 blushes. Now it sounds like overkill, but there are a lot of, because these aren't like unique colors, they're just, you can find them in any makeup brand, I feel like. Wet n Wild, NYX. I always reference Wet n Wild as like the cheapest of them. There's other brands. NYX is really affordable. You just need a baby pink blush, you need an orangey blush, and you need a kind of like Marsala-y rosy blush. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pink blush. I actually found this brush I found recently. It's from Real Techniques and it's part of their new blue something line. But all my powder brushes, like my eye brushes and my face brushes, are animal hair brushes. I love these because they provide the best pigmentation for my products, whether it be cheap makeup or more expensive makeup. And they just blend everything more nicely without disturbing the rest of my makeup. But Real Techniques came out with a brush line that gives you the feeling of like blue, what is it, gray squirrel hair, I guess. So, I mean, this is still pretty pricey for a brush, but it's nowhere near the price of these brushes. So if you want to up your makeup game, I would check these out. There's not that many brushes in this line. There's only like 1 eye brush and like 3 face brushes, but for blush, this is definitely a great brush. And also I like the shape because it's quite round and small, so I can put the blush exactly where I want it. I'm gonna take the baby pink blush and I'm gonna place it right here on the very inner corner, like on the side of my nose and like under the inner corner of my eye. And mixing the 3 blushes will give you the natural gradation that natural blush will have. Because people that flush naturally here, you know, it's not really just one color, it's like different colors, right? And honestly, even just that color is really pretty. And I'm going to really make sure I don't get too much on the brush because this is really pigmented. I'm gonna place that kind of to the side of the pink and going upwards. And I do take it up here a little bit just to make everything cohesive. But do you see the tonal difference and like that kind of, I don't know what that does, but I like that look. I like that effect. And what you also want to do is, with this orange, whatever's left on your brush, run it on the center of your nose bridge. And then, last but not least, I'm going to take this one from, these blushes are from lilybyred. These are not new. I've shown these like once before on my channel. Love them. The only thing I hate is the mirror. They're like kind of useless because they're so freaking tiny that I just end up using a different mirror for them anyway. And I don't like how it closes like that. It gets kind of annoying. But anyway, you want to take like a rosy kind of Marsala. Even you can take a red even. Red looks really good with this look. And I'll take it on like the point, the tapered part of the blush brush. Between where the pink and orange are, that's where I'm going to put it. And kind of high up. And then also on the center, as usual. And you're probably thinking, oh my god, that just looks like one blush. But you'd be surprised at how different it looks if you were trying to just do this look with just one blush. You can also tap your blush in. I like to tap blush, not too much. Oh, I love that. I really love that. You might have to go back in later because when you use well, I'm gonna be using highlighter. I noticed that highlighter, blending it can cause the blush to look less like it's there. Yeah, you might have to go in a little bit after this, but I'm gonna use a highlighter now. This is Soft and Gentle from MAC. I like this one because it has like a beigey undertone, so it looks more natural, but it's still, brush hair, but it's still really intense. And I know I said it's gonna be a really matte look, but matte in the sense I'm gonna be using a lot of powders. I don't want a super intense highlight with this, like for my cheeks, so I'm gonna use a stippling brush to give a more diffused look. And because it is a stippling brush that's gonna give me a softer look, I can kind of literally put it everywhere and it will still look really natural. This is great if you have a highlighter that's really, really pigmented or really strong. So the other products that I was saying that Pony Effect came out with, their favorite fluid lip tints came out when the makeup line first came out. but they added colors to their lip tint line, and to be honest, out of all the lipsticks that they came out with, I think the favorite fluid lip tints did the best, so that's why they still promote these ones and the other ones. What happened to her? There's 3 new colors, Good Wishes. This one actually, to be honest, just looks like Sheer Delight, which is my favorite one. I really don't know what the difference is. I think this one is just more nudie. Then there's Full Heart, which is a kind of scarlet kind of red. So kind of like this, but more of like a red, but it's not too bright red. And then there's Berry Good, which is, unsurprisingly, a berry. There. These are called tints, but they're a little bit different because they give you a kind of like juicy sheen on your lips, because most tints are like really watery, right? And they just stain your lips. But these create like a layer on your lips so you can feel them. I mean, they're light, but you can feel them there. So I'm going to be using Good Wishes. I'm gonna add a little bit of Full Heart right in the center for a little bit of that red tinge. 좋아, 너무 좋아. Now to set everything, is this really a setting spray? Replenishing primer and setting spray, I guess. I use a lot of powder, so I'm gonna be using this from Too Faced as well. So the mist on this, it's weird because it's fine, but it's strong. So I still feel like it's kind of shooting me in the face, so I kind of and I mean, it smells like coconut, because I mean, there's coconut in there, but it smells kind of plasticky. Oh, so I guess you can also use it as a primer. Prime, sets, and refreshes makeup while it keeps skin hydrated. That's good. All right, so that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed it. And all the products okay, I'm getting too excited. I got really excited to film this, but now it's causing me to like sprawl over my words. Hope you enjoyed the look. All the products I use will be linked down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.